All right, they're all smiling, taking pictures next to it. I don't think I'd be smiling.
I know. I could see, I would love to go maybe experience it for a second. It is hot. Oh my gosh, that's hot. It's a dry heat, as they say, but it doesn't matter how you slice it. Humid or dry heat, 130. That's deadly. Look at today, Furnace Creek, the same spot, back in the 120s with their air temperature. Will be at 95, which is pretty hot for the Gulf Coast, and our humidity will make it feel like the 100s, and this heat wave extends all the way from the west coast to the east coast. The only way to get away from it on the west coast is to be right on the coast. LA at 74 today, Seattle at 74. Wouldn't be complaining if it was that my weather where I live. All right, hour by hour, we'll be dry this morning, it looks like, with a few sprinkles, at least nothing heavy, but this afternoon we'll watch for scattered storms, and temperatures, once some storms and clouds start to develop, they'll drop back down into the 80s and 90s. If you're not getting the rain, you'll stay in the mid 90s today, feeling 100 to 108. So no heat advisory today for most of us, but it's going to be close enough to where it's still hot and muggy. Rain this morning. We do have a few light showers north of Macomb. We've had a few sprinkles elsewhere. Nothing that's heavy. We aren't going to see anything heavy for the morning drive, but as we get into the afternoon, notice we'll watch for some scattered storms popping up there. I'm going with about a 40% chance today. Now the rest of the week, the main story is going to be the heat. So you can see our rain chances by tomorrow, only 20%, not much happening for your Tuesday afternoon, and then even less rain towards the middle and end of the week. So if you have outdoor things to get done that you don't need rain, maybe you need to get something painted outside, this is going to be the week to do it. And it's going to be miserably hot, so please be careful there, but it's going to be dry enough, I think, through Tuesday through Friday where maybe you can get some of those things done outdoors. This weekend, if you got weekend plans, Saturday a few storms, Sunday's looking like the stormier of the 2 days. So we'll watch for some storms back in the forecast for the upcoming weekend. Now those temperatures are going to stay very hot, above average. Our average high for this part of July is 91. And when you look at climatology, the last week of July and first week of August, that's usually when we see our hottest temperatures. Our average high is 92. So this is well above even our hottest average high. 95 today turns into 98 for the rest of the week. Now I'm going with a uniform 98 here, but it's possible 1 or 2 days you may be 97, the next day you may be 99, but around 98 here through Friday. And each one of these days we'll be flirting with record highs, maybe break some record highs a couple of days here and there. And then there you can see Saturday and Sunday as our rain chances go back up, our temperatures go back down. So they do the inverse thing this time of year. One good news, we're not worried about the tropics. Nothing heading our way for at least a week. I can guarantee you that much. We are getting to that part of the season where you do start to take it kind of 3 days at a time to make sure nothing is forming, but at the moment we're going to be okay. There is dawn out here. It's a tropical depression after weakening some over the weekend. It's still just meandering. It's right between Bermuda and the Azores here. It's going to stay there through the rest of this week. Do a little loop-de-loo, which is what it's been doing. May strengthen a little bit more back into subtropical storm dawn, but either way, it's not going to be an issue for anyone. Now deeper in the tropics, and you're probably going to start to see this blowing up on social media a lot more, there are no threats to the U.S. at least for the next week or so. Now if you're watching us down in the Lesser Antilles, or rather if you're going down towards the Lesser Antilles, the Caribbean islands, there are a couple tropical waves. This monster of some moisture coming off the continent of Africa, a lot of guidance is sniffing that out and saying, well, it may try to spin up into something in the next 7 to 10 days or so as it crawls towards the islands. If it is near the islands as anything, or maybe it's just some rain, it would probably be by early next week. So Sunday and Monday, about 7 days from now, we'll be watching this. So while the Hurricane Center isn't currently highlighting anything out here, don't be surprised if they do eventually tag this tropical wave, I think specifically, as it rolls towards the west. It is that time of year. We got to watch it. The Atlantic waters are running at record temperatures. That is certainly the ingredient you need. The wind shear looks to really decrease in the next 7 to 10 days. That's an ingredient you need. The only limiting factor that could potentially hinder anything from forming out here is dry air. There's a lot of Saharan dust in dry air. At the same time, if this wave is big enough, it's got enough moisture, it may combat that and it could try to wrap up. Putting that simply, it's a long ways out. We have no threats from it, but we'll track it for you. And as we do all hurricane season, we let you know in a calm manner. That's what we're trying to do around here. So nothing to worry about out there at the moment. It's just going to be hot. And I say nothing to worry about. You do have to be careful in the heat. A reminder that heat is the #1 weather-related killer out of everything. That includes hurricanes, tornadoes, flooding, you name it all. So use extra caution if you are going to be working outside. Those upper 90s are going to mean business because they're going to feel more like 110, maybe even over 110 as we go through the middle and end of the week. And just not a lot of rain in the forecast between Tuesday and Friday.